From LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning of Mornings LALATE as incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update is heating up as the president and the Congress is heading to the finish line. The fourth stimulus recon will go for a vote within just hours, and that recon vote will pass. What does that mean for you? I have all the latest details. Then we cut to the $3.5 trillion of checks that are coming to the American people's hands. This is the biggest recon we've ever seen in the history of this channel. I'll explain to you why the president has been pushing to get you this money and why you're going to pounce as a purple hawk to get this big sum of money. Money that you've never seen as delicious until this recording. And you're going to see big sums of money coming under third stimulus recon. And then we go to the voting process and why this voting process will be easier and breezier than you've ever seen and why surf is up for the Purple Hawks. I'll have all that and more. Then we cut to fifth stimulus, and then we cut to the big money that viewers continue to get. Not 5, not 20, not 30, but $40,000, $50,000 and more. I'll have all this more money and more as we go into a big morning of LALATE. The big news and the big detail and the big money is heating up. As we go into all that and more, direct from Santa Monica, with all the details that you need to know, it's starting this very morning. A lot of details across the board, including your stimulus check, your benefits, the raise of your SSI and SSDI, and more as the excitement starts right now on the big new Mornings LALATE. How you doing? It's a beautiful day here in Santa Monica, California. I'm broadcasting to you live from Santa Monica. The weather has improved. The rain is gone, and along the coast, it is spectacular. How are you? Hope you're having a beautiful day across the board. Thank you for joining me on a big day. Wow. In this recording, we'll go over that monthly stimulus check, that fourth stimulus check, and why you're likely to get more months of checks. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you. It's a confirmed deal. I'll explain to you why. It's incredible, great news you're going to hear for the first time on this Morning's LALATE broadcast. Then we cut to the big voting, and the voting starts this coming Monday. OMG, I have all the details to get you ready. Then we cut to the big money across the board that viewers continue to get, as one viewer got over $50,000. But first, how are you? Jump in the live chat and tell me how the weather is and how your day is going so far. You know, we had rain yesterday. It never rains in Southern California. There was a song about that. It never rains in Southern California, and finally the rain came in and it was gone, faster than, Nancy's hairstyle. It was just gone in a blink of an eye. In this recording, I'm going to show you all that and more, and then we're going to cut to the big money that viewers continue to get, and we meet one viewer who got over $100,000 from this channel, and Mark, who got $55,000, and I have 3 viewers overnight who got $14,000. And this is the brand new LALATE. How are you? Subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Coming up next is brand new Mornings Crypto live on air, and then the brand new noontime at 11 a.m. Then this afternoon is the throwback 1 o'clock afternoons LALATE, and then the brand new afternoons LALATE at 3, and the brand new evenings LALATE at 5. Let's cut to all those details starting right now. Senate versus House, House versus Senate. Let's go over first the stimulus check and why there's so many people at issue who want to give you stimulus checks. When we talk about stimulus checks, that's different than just the additional sums of money under the $3.5 trillion. So let's go over everyone who wants to give you a stimulus check, how many checks they want to give you, how much, and how they differ. Let's go starting with the Senate. Warren, Sanders, and Wyden. They want you to have a monthly stimulus check. They wrote the president a letter recently saying, give Americans a monthly stimulus check. The amount unknown. So they said monthly, but they did not say the amount. Next was on the House side. AOC and Omar wrote the president a letter saying monthly, and that it should be $2,000. The $2,000 is significant because you see that number reoccurring over the next few slides. So AOC and Omar said monthly and want it to be $2,000. And then we have the House bill. House or Senate, vote right now in the live chat which one you like. Well, the House bill is the one that viewers like. That is pandemic plus 1 year, $1,000 a month after the first month of $2,000. The pandemic plus 1 year principle is the most lucrative because it would provide at least 12 checks, which would be at least $13,000. The new economic data that came out this morning, the new jobless claims, best number since the start of the pandemic, but still not into the 200,000 range, which was where we were pre-pandemic, still in the 300,000. So I would surmise that that's not where we need to still be. House bill, pandemic plus 1 year. Let's go to the next slide, and there you go. House Ways and Means. So they actually write your stimulus package. They're actually writing the for stimulus recon, and they wrote the president a letter saying we need to give the American people, and we are writing for the American people in the fourth stimulus recon, a monthly fourth stimulus check. They do not say the amount, but they say monthly. And then they say there should be a fifth stimulus check as well. So you see the reoccurring theme here, monthly. And finally, the American petition. Now approaching nearly 4 million signatures. Price tag in there is $2,000, and that is also monthly. So you see a reoccurring theme across the board as we go into a big day, new day, as people are asking for monthly, whether it's Senate or House, and the most reoccurring number is $2,000. That is the reoccurring number across the board. Who gets this fourth stimulus recon? You do. Senate versus House? Vote in the live chat right now. Democrats represent that if you got a third, you get a fourth. Single individual, $75,000 less. Democrats represent you get a fourth stimulus check. Married couple, $150,000 less. Democrats represent you get a fourth stimulus check, double it. Family of four, Democrats represent you would get a fourth stimulus check, quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Democrats represent you get a fourth stimulus check. Fourth stimulus check is not income, it's not taxable, and the fourth stimulus check is the same amount for everyone across the board. It's not a waivable check. So if you do see the check at the hair salon trying to get the Nancy Pelosi special, do not wave at it. It won't hear you, and it will think that you think it likes their hairstyle. It's Nancy's hairstyle. Why would you like it? In the second half of this video, we cut to the incredible deliciousness of that fourth stimulus recon and why the president's trying to get that fourth stimulus recon out the door. This is $3.5 trillion of checks for you. In addition to the stimulus checks which they're trying to get into the recon, there will be a confirmed $3.5 trillion of checks for you under the fourth stimulus recon. I'm going to go over it with you in the second half of this video, why it's confirmed. And the third part of this video, stay to the final 15 minutes. There's a lot breaking news today. I'm going to go over why the voting process is going to be deliciousness on Monday. It's going to pass in a blink of an eye or a blink of two eyes. And this coming up in the final 15 minutes of this video. Stay to the very end. Then we cut to fifth stimulus as well later in this video. I'll be going over that SSI and SSDI reform. But first, let's get some money. I think it's time to get some money. Get that pen and paper ready because I'm going to show you how to get some big money for rent, utilities, food, or internet. Because guess what? You deserve it. Get that pen and paper ready. When we first started talking about rent and internet and food and these numbers, we thought they were a lot less. Well, guess what? There's a lot more of them starting right now. So let's go over the big money across the board. When we talk about rent, I said maybe 4 to 6 months of rent, $5,000. Let's look and see how much money viewers are now getting for rent. Are you ready for the big numbers? Here we go. Viewers are now getting upwards of $27,000 for rent. This is incredible. Let's look at the numbers right here. And there you go. Bam. Elizabeth, $27,000 she got for rent. Mark, $25,000 he got for rent. Nancy, $24,000. Richard, $22,000. And Nisi, $22,000. These are Purple Hawks. These are members. These are subscribers. These are people who watch the videos and have learned. And I Promised you new success stories. I have a few more that came in just in the last few minutes. I'm going to feature them tonight on Evenings LA. Join me tonight at 5 o'clock. If you were one of the success stories, they'll be your success story will be read on air. These are the ones that came in late yesterday and featured last night on Evenings LA. Johnny got $12,000 a snap in just the last few days. Kathy got $13,400 of rent, $600 for utilities, and $6,000 for snap in just the last few days. And Helen, I love Helen's story. She got $4,000 for rent, $2,000 for electric, and $2,000 for water. More about Helen in a second. We've had success stories across the board, and the success stories continue to come on in. When we talk about people sending messages over social media, let me go over some of the success stories I got in. Pamela tells me she got $12,000 for rent. Carla, $1,700 for utilities. Tiffany reports to me she got $13,000 for rent and SNAP and utilities. Randy got $6,000 for rent. Jennifer got $5,000 for rent, and Cecilia got $1,200 for heat. That's a heap of heat. So how much utilities are viewers getting? Wow. Look at that. $7,000 for utilities Nancy got. $6,500 for Mark. There's Nancy and Mark again with 2 items. And Angela, $5,000. Now, you know what I like about utilities and Helen's story from overnight? Helen got 2 utilities. Remember, you don't have one utility bill, you have multiple. So don't consider utilities as just one item you can get. Helen got 2 utilities, so keep on pushing. When we turn to Snap, how much are viewers getting? Are you ready for this deliciousness? Bam. Whoa. Great job, Louie. $18,000 for Snap. John, $10,000 to $12,000. And there's Nancy again with $5,000. So I guess Nancy is going for the Triple Crown. Can we see what Nancy got and who else got to the Triple Crown? Bam. Whoa. Nancy got $32,000 as a Purple Hawk subscriber and member of this channel. Nisi got $23,000 for 3 items, and Mark got $32,000 for 2 items. 2 items? Wait a second, Mark. This was a graphic about 3 items. How did you get in there? I'll tell you what happened with Mark. Mark had gotten 2 items at $32,000. And for 5 days on air, I said to Mark, why did you not get Snap? It's a Snap. That's why they call it Snap. And he went out and got Snap. It didn't take him a very long time. In fact, he told his neighbor, hey, have you been watching that kid LALATE? He's the real deal. People are getting big sums of money. They're not waiting around for that forced stimulus check. They're getting $14,000 this week. The neighbor got $20,000 in just less than 5 days from watching this channel. What did Mark do in less than 5 days? I think it was 48 hours, 3 days. When I said go get Snap, he went and got Snap. He did not wait around for that forced stimulus check or that forced stimulus package to pass. He went out and got Snap. And how much did he get? Annualized, Mark got $19,000 for Snap, bringing his grand total to $50,500. And this is what we do, and this is LALATE. We've been doing this since day one, getting big sums of money. And we're doing it bigger than ever before. If you're not a member, you need to join right now. When EIDL grant and loan was passed by Congress, people applied, but their applications were stalled. So I launched this channel, getting hundreds of thousands of people fortunes of money. I got upwards of 10 applications a day approved at $150,000 a pop. Getting $25 million of applications approved that were not approved until this channel launched. Then, in fall of 2020, second stimulus was not coming. So we were not tracking a second stimulus check. We were pouncing, getting the big money I could show you as application base. And that's what Tyrone did. He watched the videos. He went out in Boston and got his family $16,000 for rent. He got that big sum of money for $16,000 of rent, paying all his rent from then to spring. And now we're doing it bigger than ever before. You are doing bigger numbers we've ever seen, and get a pen and paper ready, because get ready. That number of marks is not the ceiling. Are you ready for Lorraine? Lorraine got over $100,000 from this channel. And today is your day to be the next Lorraine. So get that pen and paper ready. We're going to get somebody for rent, utilities, food, internet, mortgage assistance, and homeowners assistance. This is available money now under third stimulus. If you haven't gotten it, if you've never heard about it, congratulations. Today is your day to be the next Lorraine. Here's a couple of introductory remarks. Number 1. You're going to reach out to different places. I'm going to show you 6 places. So don't reach out to one and stop. Likely, one's going to say no. So don't reach out to your city and stop. I'm going to show you 6 places to reach out to. Each one has different eligibility. If one says no, reach out to the next. They have different eligibility. They also have their different pots of money. Moreover, here's what you need to know is that every state is paying money. Every state is paying money. Now, you may be in a very small town that has 500 people, doesn't matter. It's still there in that state. You may have to go up from city to county to state. Also, do not insert new eligibility in your mind. Like, I don't think they pay for older people. I don't think they pay for younger people. I don't think they pay for people in surfboards with purple shirts. Don't insert these eligibility disqualification ideas in your mind. Untrue. Finally, listen to the keywords I say in the video because those keywords help people get approved. I'm about to say the keywords right now. Here you go. These are the 6 places you reach out to. Your city hall, your city housing authority. Your county hall, your county housing authority. Your state hall, your state housing authority. Those 6 places. And the keywords you say are rent assistance because of COVID, or mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. You don't say words they don't know, like stimulus, or donetta or donetto. They don't know them unless they watch this channel. And there you go. And congratulations to Tim and Linda who got this wonderful pot of money for rent and utilities. If you got money for this as well, post your success stories in the live chat. Let's turn to the next pot of money. It's money for Snap. How much does it pay? A fortune. A family of 4 out of Hawaii gets upwards of $16,000 a year. But we've seen bigger money on this channel. Mark got $19,000. Louis got $18,000. John got $10,000 to $12,000. Lynn Glenn got it for herself, her son, and her mom. What is Snap? It is money for food. How do you get it? Department of Agriculture. It's a Snap. Call them up and get it. And normally it would have a 15% increase between January and September because of 2 wonderful executive orders. But if you were a viewer on Monday, which I hope you were, I broke the news first anywhere else on this channel live. Biden looked at the last executive order, which was expiring, 15% nationally increase. He said, I'm not going to do another executive order. I'm going to reach out to the Department of Agriculture myself and say, hey, you know what? You're not paying enough money. You need to pay more money. And they decided they are going to change it. So the big breaking news, if you haven't heard it, is that starting in October, SNAP benefits will be increased an average of 25% lifetime automatic. Wow. So imagine the viewers of this channel like Mark who got $19,000. He's now going to see upwards of $25,000 annualized for SNAP. Viewers continue to win, and today you're winning as well. And if you've got to Snap, post in a live chat right now. Let's cut to the next pile of the money. We're only 17 minutes in this video. The next pile of the money is the money coming back from your state due to overpayment of unemployment benefits and a computer error. Where's the landing direct deposit? Reach out to your state to track it. Say, hey, state, where's that check due to overpayment of unemployment benefits? Oh, I don't know. I was outside grazing. Sir Lloyd, are you answering the phone? And then last, that refund check coming back from IRS. That is the tax return you paid 2020 taxes on for the unemployment benefits. IRS is sending it back to is in a waivable check. Average payment each week is about $1,200 to $1,400. A new wave of checks is going out each week. Margaret got it, Cod got it, Michael got it. More about that in a second, but here's a personal message. If you're on the live chat and you've not posted your success stories for rent, utilities, or SNAP, do it right now because when you do it, you help other viewers. The spirit of this channel is me helping you and you helping others. And when you post your success story in the live chat, you're inspiring other people to get these big sums of money because a lot of people never knew these sums of money were out there until they found this channel. For example, number 1, a lot of people never knew that rent would pay this sum of money. Or a lot of people never thought of having their utilities paid until they found this channel. Also, a lot of people have never heard of SNAP until they found LALATE. In fact, Larry Maui never heard of it. He got $500 lifetime monthly because of this channel. Then we had Art Sullivan and Nisi, wonderful, kind viewers. They got 3 items, Triple Crown winners. They inspired Mark and Nancy and others to get 3 items across the board. Finally, we see bigger numbers than we ever saw before. So pounce and post your success stories because you inspire everyone else. All right, let's cut back to those unemployment benefits. Where are they landing? Direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can you track it? Yeah. Go to irs.gov and do a transcript search. And 70% of the time it'll work. It'll reveal the tax return you filed, the taxes you paid, and then it'll reveal stuff you wish you'd never seen. Like when Mitch appeared on Star Search and he did the lambada. Was that the teal outfit he was wearing? And was he matching the lamppost on the set just like the press secretary? You'll get that if you watched Sir Lloyd last night. And can we top that? Yes. It'll also reveal the refund check you came back from IRS. We can, as we go into the second part of your fourth stimulus check update of 2021, starting right now. Deal done. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people. How can I say deal and how can I say done? Let me explain. The fourth stimulus recon has $3.5 trillion of checks for the American people, mostly application-based. And while there's a push to put stimulus checks in there additionally, I'm talking at the moment about the $3.5 trillion of checks for you. This is a lot of money because the first stimulus package was this big, second this big, third stimulus this big. This one is this big. And so if you have gotten a penny from this channel anytime in the last year, imagine how much money you're going to get on a fourth stimulus recon. I also say deal done because, one, they've agreed upon the price tag before they started the voting process. Two, the vote on this coming Monday is about the price tag, which they've already agreed upon. Number three, all the Democrats have vowed to pass it. You don't need a Republican to pass it at all. And that all they have to do is just go through the steps, and it's going to get passed. $3.5 trillion of checks to you, the American people, mostly application-based. How do they do this? They took the roads and bridges out of the recon, put into something called the bipartisan, and a conservative publication confirms my reporting. The higher the price tag was on the recon originally, the harder it was to pass. There you go, confirmation. By allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon, put in the bipartisan roads and bridges, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller. In other words, the recon made the bipartisan passable, and vice versa. How do they do this? Well, you're only going to hear this on this channel, that the Democrats on both the House side and the Senate side were meeting with the president daily before doing the recon voting and said, what price tag? And they agreed upon $3.5 trillion. So the vote next week is much only ceremonial because they already agreed upon this price tag a long time ago. And that is why when we had people like Omar and also Richie Torres saying we need a bigger price tag. You got it, Richie, because that was what was passed, $3.5 trillion, and that's what's going to pass next week. So Richie Torres, Democrat, progressive, New York, says we have to have a larger recon. You got it, $3.5 trillion, and that's going to pass on Monday. Ilhan Omar says we have to have a bipartisan we have to have a recon that goes as big as we want it. You got it, $3.5 trillion, pass it on Monday. The incredible great news is that everything in that recon is checks for you. And that's why the American legislature was told by the president to protect the recon, because everything in there is progressive checks for you. Schatz, Democrat, progressive, Hawaii, and Jalapal, Democrat, progressive, Washington were told by the White House that the White House considers the progressive priorities in the recon its priorities. So what is a recon? What is a bipartisan? What is a recon procedural? What is a recon substantive? Let's go over all the details starting right now. The President of the United States has said emphatically, clearly, that in the White House, you must put on his desk the two bodies of legislation at the same time. The recon, your money, and the roads and bridges. He's not going to sign one unless he has the two together. So what is recon and what is bipartisan? Let's go over all that, and let's also go over what is recon substantive versus recon bipartisan. So we have two bodies of laws, two bodies of legislation we have to do. The first one is the recon, and the second one is the bipartisan. The recon is also called the reconciliation, also called the budget bill. Price tag $3.5 trillion, also called the progressive spending plan. You hear the word spending mentioned a lot in the name of the title because that's what it is. It's spending of checks on you. The bipartisan is not your money. This is roads and bridges, also called infrastructure, price tag $1.5 trillion. Okay, what's the difference? What are the three bodies of legislation we have to do? We have to do the recon procedural, the recon substantive, and we have to do the bipartisan. And what is the difference between these two items across the board? So in doing these three items, a recon procedural, recon substantive, and bipartisan, recon procedural goes first. This will be done on Monday. Yes, congratulations. We're done with recon procedural on Monday. Then we go right into recon substantive. What is recon substantive and what is recon procedural? Let's go over all that. On Monday, we'll be done with recon procedural. It basically says, hey, How much money are we going to put in the wallet? Oh, we're going to put 3.5 trillion. And who is going to get the different dollar bills in the wallet? The committee on this is going to get the first dollar bill, and the committee on that is going to get that dollar bill. Very, very simple. It basically says total price tag of what's in the wallet, and then how much each committee is going to get. Once we're done with recon procedural on Monday, then we finish with recon substantive. Now, we're not starting recon substantive on Monday. We've been doing this for weeks. But the voting starts, and that is how does each subcommittee spend the money? It basically says we have subcommittee number 1. You've been given $10. How are you going to spend the money? Where are you going to spend it? And who are you going to spend it on? Of course, they're going to spend it on us. But how do we get to this wonderful spot? From Jalapal, who wrote Schumer a letter saying, Chuck, call the vote on the recon recently. And the letter was signed by 12 House Democrats, who are part of 100-plus House Democrats, who recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks in that forced stimulus recon. Wow. Can we top that? Yes, we can. As 7 members of that House Ways and Means Subcommittee recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks in that forced stimulus recon. The same subcommittee we talked about before? Yes. And so they want monthly forced stimulus checks in there, and they're responsible for writing stimulus checks. Wow. Can we top that? Yes. Biden did it. He went overseas 7 weeks ago and had a ceremonial signature, but the real signature was just days ago. It's for the global minimum corporate tax rate. What is that? You don't need to know what it is. All you need to know is it's not in the recon. Making it easier to write, vote, and pass the recon. It was supposed to be in the recon, but he got it out, and now it makes the recon so much easier to pass. First, easier to write it, easier to vote on it, call the vote, and finally, easier to pass the recon. And can we top that? Yes. As we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, I'll explain to you how the recon is $3.5 trillion of checks for you. And if you've been with this channel since day one, you're going to get a lot of money under this fourth stimulus recon because it's the biggest payout. It's bigger than all the money you got on the third stimulus, second stimulus, and first stimulus. I have all the incredible great news. It's coming up in the final 15 minutes of the video. Then I'll go over the voting process and why it's going to be easier than initially anticipated. Then we cut to fifth stimulus as well. But first, here's something also wonderful, the volunteers. Now, if you have been with this channel over the last few months or longer, and you've got one pocket of money, whether it's a water bill of $100 paid, or an electric bill of $3,000 paid, or a rent bill, then you've won. You have watched the videos and learned the skill set of how to pounce as a Purple Hawk. And that's what's important, because forced stimulus will all be about pouncing. If you've gotten that one item but have had problems getting the other sums of items, don't worry. There's a community page. Reach out to them and reach out to them on that community page. Where are they? They're in the description of this video. Go down the description to find a link to the community page. It's news.lalate.com/community. They're separated from Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And the reason why I say it's important for you to get one item yourself first is because I want you to learn the skill set. Because when forced stimulus becomes law, it's first come, first serve. Purple Hawks pouncing. I don't want you to say, I want someone to go get that money for me for forced stimulus, because there'll be too much time. Won't be a lot of time, and I want you to pounce. I want you to know how to do at least one yourself, because then when forced stimulus becomes law, you're going to be ready across the board. Of course, I'll be here with you and showing you how to get all this big sums of money. And here's a little bit about the community page with the volunteers that can help you right now, and I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as the new Mornings LA continues. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now on LALATE as surfs up on a big new Mornings LALATE show. The excitement heats up as this coming Monday, the recon procedural vote is happening. Fake narratives are being banned in the live chat as someone said to you that the final vote on the recon is September 20th. That's recon substantive. If you don't know what you're talking about, don't come on to the live chat. You're not delivering correct information to viewers. On Monday, the recon procedure will pass in a blink of an eye, and away we go. I'll go over all the incredible, great details of why this is the biggest payout we've seen in the history of this channel. I'll go over how you get this big sum of money and why viewers who have been prepared to pounce will get the biggest payout. I'll go over all the analysis as how you get this, and then we turn to fifth stimulus, which raises your benefits up lifetime with the biggest payout across the board. All the deliciousness and all the incredible great news starts right now as a big new Mornings LA continues. But how are you? Subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Meantime, the President of the United States, while campaigning for the highest office in the land, said he was going to raise your benefits up if you're on SSI and SSDI. He has not taken care of that, so now the Democrats are taking care of that for you in what's called fifth stimulus. It heats up in just a few days. One viewer on one of the shows yesterday asked me, you mean I'm getting checks in September? No. So in September, the first thing they're going to do is start drafting the legislation for what is called fifth stimulus. That fifth stimulus heats up with step number one, which is actually going over the drafting of the legislation. They propose that they'll have it for a final vote by November and then apply the benchmark in December that'll raise your benefits up lifetime. How does this work? Step one, they'll remove the asset cap, then apply a new benefits level and apply an inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. Let's go over all the details starting right now. First, they'll raise your benefits up. Who's you? You, if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad Benefits, Veterans Benefits, or SSA. Step number two, they'll apply a new benchmark. What's that new benchmark? It's inflation. Replacing COLA. If you heard the news, COLA is going up 6% next year. Yawn. That's nothing. After all these years, goodness. That's why they're replacing with inflation. Where is inflation going? It's going to be transitory. The Fed minutes released yesterday suggest that the Federal Reserve will end tapering in December. That's because of concerns inflation is going really high. And the new jobless number released this morning revealed the lowest jobless claim number since the start of the pandemic. Still in the 300,000 range, not in the $200,000 range, but improving. That suggests that inflation is going higher. How much higher? I say about 5%. Also, people on Wall Street agree. So let's do the analysis. First, they'll raise your benefits up. Then they'll apply a new benchmark. And let's say that inflation rate is 5%. That means your benefits will go up another 5%, not just next year, lifetime. That means that once your benefits go up, they never go down. If the inflation rate is 2% the year after that, you'll be at +2, +5%. Then they're going to remove the asset cap, dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't have more than $3,000 in hand. Now that will go away, and you'll be able to have some stimulus checks in your hand. They're going to remove the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law. That's going to go away, and now you'll be able to work and stay on benefits. And finally, the marriage penalty is going to end, and viewers are going to be able to do a pair dance at Rob and Sandy's wedding. They'll no longer fear loss of benefits. And if you're married, your benefits will be restored. Meantime, under fifth stimulus, yes, that House Ways and Means Committee represents they're going to be giving you another stimulus check. Finally, if you're on the live chat and you notice people that have that purple hawk next to their name, well, what are you doing? Why haven't you joined? The link is under the video where it says join here. The difference is that you understand that the big sums of money under these stimulus packages have been application-based. And when second stimulus was passed, it was a $600 stimulus check. At the time, I said, $600, what's that going to do? And it didn't come, in fact, in December. So I said, you need to apply for the big money for rent and utilities. And viewers did it. Tyrone and his family of four got $16,000 for rent in Boston in December, paying all the rent in the new spring. And then in January, a third stimulus package was passed of $1,400. At the time, I said, you need to pounce as a Purple Hawk and get the money before anyone else. And I launched Purple Hawks, which basically shows you how to pounce and get the big sums of money in these stimulus packages. Purple Hawks are delivered daily from me, and Purple Power and Calcino VIPs, members of this channel, are delivered daily from me via the YouTube page in the evening, a breakdown of all the big money that's available under first, second, third stimulus, and proposed under fourth and fifth stimulus. Here's the difference, is that you saw overnight 2-3 viewers getting over $14,000 just this week from third stimulus by being a Purple Hawk. Not waiting around for what day in the month of August a fourth stimulus recon is going to pass, but pouncing for all the big sums of money that are available for them under third stimulus. Mark's neighbor getting $20,000 in less than 5 days from watching this channel. Mark picking up the phone and getting $19,000 in just a few days, less than 3 days from watching this channel. These big sums of money are available for you right now. So pounce and become a Purple Hawk. And with that, let's go into the final 15 minutes of this video, starting right now with that recon. Done deal. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you on the fourth stimulus recon. Let's go over all the details starting right now. Number one, why is it a done deal? Number one, they've agreed upon the price tag before they started the voting process. This coming Monday, Steny Hoyer represented that the vote on the recon procedural price tag on the House side will occur, and it's going to pass it of a blink of an eye because everyone agreed upon the price tag before they started. $3.5 trillion, done deal. Number two, it's going to pass the recon because they have all the Democrats agreeing to do the recon, and because the recon doesn't require a single Republican vote. Number three, the president says I need to have the roads and bridges and the recon on my desk at the same time. So everyone has to pass both of them at the same time because otherwise they are left with nothing. And with 6 House seats up for grabs in just a few weeks, everyone has to pass both of them. So this recon is going to pass. Then we go right into recon substantive, and we don't start drafting or working or starting from scratch on Monday. No, we've been doing recon substantive all along. We start the voting on the recon substantive. And while we don't have the bill yet, we have a provision about we have some of the provisions of what's proposed in this recon. If you've been with me since day one, first stimulus was this big, second stimulus is this big, third stimulus is this big, fourth stimulus is this big. So if you've gotten any money, let's say $400 or $2,000 or $20,000 of money under any of these prior stimulus packages with me, you're going to absolutely do very well under fourth stimulus recon because this is the biggest pot of money we've ever seen in this channel. Stimulus has always been application-based. It has always been application-based. First to third, the vast majority of all sums of money in these stimulus packages for all types of people, seniors, adults, workers, non-workers, have been application-based, where it was PEBT, PPP, PUA, EIDL. Application-based means you have to pick up the phone and call, or you have to go on a website, or if you do something with your phone, you have to actually reach out to someone to get the money. Because the government wants you to contact them. They don't want to automatically send you money. The only people that automatically sends money is the Department of Treasury. And $3.5 trillion is not being given to Treasury. It's being given to all these different parts of the government for you to come and get it. Money for you, money for seniors, money for workers. Let's go over some of those proposed items starting right now. Free school meals for all, checks. Cheaper prescription medication, checks. Lots of checks for internet. And they're going to provide free internet across the board nationally. Checks for seniors and workers, lots of them. Checks for workers, independent contractors. Checks for workers, checks for independent, checks for unions. Lots of checks for seniors. Checks for hearing care, checks for vision, checks for dental, checks for seniors. And I love the Purple Hawks. I'm already getting messages from people saying, how do I get that money? I'm ready to go get it right now. Not law yet. Not law yet. And I always laugh when someone says, I want to apply for the teeth, the dental, and the internet. Where's that application? You do not want one application for teeth and internet. Sir, are you drilling for the wire for the internet? When you're done, can you drill my teeth? Wait a second. Now, you don't want the same person doing your internet does your teeth. That's why we have different applications. All right, so with that recon then going for a vote, then when do we see the recon substantive bill? The recon substantive bill is being written by those subcommittees under the Constitution. Different subcommittees are delegated different subject matters. For example, House Ways and Means is responsible for writing things like stimulus checks and unemployment benefits. When those subcommittees are done, let's say it's 10 subcommittees and they got 10 pages, they combine them, send them up to Chuck Schumer. Or are they going to Nancy Pelosi? Well, there's a lot of reports suggesting that the recon substantive will go the other direction. It'll start in the House, not the Senate, and go to the Senate. Why do I like this? I love it. I'll tell you why. Number one, the subcommittees of the House are writing the legislation. Might as well stay on the House side. Number two, House Democrats always spend more than Senate Democrats. Number three, House Democrats are more progressive. They spend more than Senate moderates. Number five, I like starting on the House side because the progressives could start the spending, and then the Senate vote-a-rama, which would come after that, could add on top of that. So that's why I like starting on the Senate side, on the House side. So there you go. Now remember, we have a hashtag campaign, and that hashtag campaign is Seats for Stimulus. Because remember, when we're looking at the legislation, we have to ensure that they do the right legislation. We can't sit back and say, just tell me when it lands in my bank account, because that ain't going to work. We have to ensure that they do the right seats, the right stimulus. And that hashtag campaign started last year, Seats for Stimulus. And you're doing a great job. Take these videos on social media, tag your elected officials, and say, send me the right stimulus. 6 House seats are up for grabs. That could determine the balance of power among the Democrats or the House in the November election. 6 House seats, and then 34 seats are up for grab in the Senate next year. Meantime, what's important to know is that this $3.5 trillion of checks coming to you under the forced stimulus recon is a massive payout. It's the biggest payout we've ever seen across the history of this channel. And that $3.5 trillion pays you a lot of money. But what I want you to know is that if you have been pouncing as a purple hawk, as a subscriber, as anyone who's been watching this channel since day one of April of last year, you are ready across the board to get the big sums of money. And that if you have instead been found this channel as Donetta, the donut girl or donut guy, not going to be a happy place under forced stimulus. Here's what you need to know, is that forced stimulus confirmed $3.5 trillion of checks to the American people, mostly application-based. If you've gotten any money from this channel over the last year, which you probably have, whether it's EIDL, PPP, PUA, EBT, SNAP, rent, utilities, food, internet, if you've gotten one sum of money, you're going to do really well on the forced stimulus. People who think that everything is sort of automatically in their hands, not going to be so happy with forced stimulus because things are not generally automatic under these prior stimulus packages. They are usually application-based. And those people, I want you to start pouncing right now. Number two, no time or place to sort of think about, okay, what day in August, what day in September? Because guess what? There's thousands of dollars available for you today. I'm getting viewers sending me private messages on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram daily, hourly. I'm getting maybe about 5 to 20 a day where people say, I just got $14,000. I just got $10,000. I got $5,000. I got utilities. I got rent. I got SNAP. I got these things. Thank you. Imagine they got the message. I want you to do the same thing as well. They picked up the phone and realized, wait a second. I want $15,000. I want $4,000. I want $10,000. I want these bills paid. I'm going to pick up the phone and get that money right now. Just like Mark got $19,000 in less than 5 days from watching this channel for SNAP. Just like his neighbor got $20,000 for rent. Just like all the viewers who are sending me incredible messages. I'm going to feature 5 more of them tonight on Evenings at LALATE. And last night we saw the new faces, the new people who got money. We had Helen, who, incredible great story, got 2 items, electric and water. $2,000, $2,000, and $4,000 for rent. Kathy getting 3 items, water, SNAP, and rent, Triple Crown winner. And Johnny, $12,000 annual supplies for SNAP. I want you to do the same, and I know you can. And with that, it's going to be a big day. Join me next as Morning's Crypto heats up on air live at 9:30. Then a brand new noontime at 11 a.m. Oh, we're going to have a lot of fun. Then the throwback Afternoons LA show at 1 o'clock. It's a throwback. It's yesterday's show. Then we go into the brand new Afternoons LA at 3 o'clock and the new Evenings LA at 5 o'clock. And then Sirloin, if he doesn't answer the phone. Maybe he's outside crazy. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Stay informed, stay focused, stay positive, and stay motivated, and stay a beautiful family, and stay with LA for more.